What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I will be doing a technical analysis breakdown for Coinbase Global with the ticker symbol COIN. I will first be going over what I see in the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Please trade at your own risk. So, just first impressions for Coinbase. It looks like we are in a nice uptrend. However, we are at the top of the trend, and that's why we are pulling back. So, that's basically your short-term analysis right there. It's a nice long-term uptrend. Most likely it will continue higher, but short-term bears are control of the market and they have been dropping the price down. But let's analyze this further to see, where price can go, and if we do continue higher, where would be the next possible level. So let's go over the short-term stuff first. Well, obviously there's a nice downward trend line in play off the top of the candles. The trend line doesn't have to be drawn. You can still see there's a downward force currently in play in the market, but the trend line just helps you visualize it. So we have a nice trend line in play. As long as we're still below the trend line, then we can see lower prices. Just because we do see a break of it, we need to see a decisive break of it for this to be a bull trend in the short term. So right now, bears in control, and as long as we're still below the trend line, we can still see lower prices. And now, where is price pulling back to? Well, we did pull back to the first level, which is right around 374, but there's probably a better level that price wants to come back to, which is right around the 330s. So I'll put a horizontal line there. This was the prior all-time high, or the prior high, excuse me. And then we saw a huge drop, came up, broke that level, pulled back, and tested for support, went up higher. Now we're probably testing for some sort of support on the macro. We had a little micro test right here, but price could be coming back for a macro retest of that level. So I'm looking for a little bit more downside. Looks like 339 is potentially in play, and then we can go higher from there. Let's take a look at this trend line right here. This is also at lower prices, so we may maybe bounce off that trend line. And then if we draw a measure move target, where is price headed? Well, all this would be one massive leg up. Second leg up, price already reached this target. That's why we're seeing a correction take place. So we'll have to wait and see. Maybe he's going for a bigger one. So this could be a larger leg right here. And then we can draw this one over. This one's very similar to where we are right now, like 459. So basically, just came short of it. So I think the market needs to reset. And once this correction is over, we'll have a better idea of where it's headed next. We're basically near the all-time highs. So this was prior resistance historically, and it became a selling zone once again. So this was right near that IPO area, back here at 420s and 430s, and now we hit the same level. We sold off. So it is a decent amount of selling pressure going on in the market. So short-term bearish, long-term up in the air, but most likely bullish as of right now, as long as you don't see anything crazy develop. Looking at the weekly charts, you see that we're coming back to the EMA, a little bit overextended, just like we were overextended over here. To the top side, we came back to the EMA, overextended on the bottom side, came back to the EMA, so now it's the same thing. Probably coming back to the EMA, letting that EMA catch up, the average price. It might catch up at the 330s, 340s. So overall, chart is looking, bullish long term, but short term, we have this correction to keep an eye on. And as long as the correction doesn't turn anything drastically worse like that, then most likely we'll still see higher prices develop. So I'm looking for 340s. I think that's the most probable area to pull back to, and then probably a bounce from there, most likely higher prices. Earnings report is also coming out tomorrow after market close, so that's going to be adding some volatility to the chart. So all that for Coinbase Global on the daily and weekly charts. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.